Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? Welcome to a new crypto update. Markets are wild in, and that's good for us, guys, because we predicted it and it's going perfectly as planned. As we spoke last time, we kind of turned into a resell zone here on the crypto total market cap. So we're gonna talk about the current indicators, our current trade positions, what you can do right now in the market to profit the most, and obviously gonna go over the most important updates, news, and obviously most important trades here. So again, we start always with the crypto total market cap. We are currently in a sell re-entry, basically in a bearish key level, which we could see the market kind of start to react from here, finish the bearish sequence to 1.94 trillion. We're currently sitting at 2.93, which obviously would be a big flush out in the market. I'm still pretty bearish on the market. I see no reason until we don't break this key level here that we kind of gonna go bullish again, right? And then really crash new all-time highs higher than 3.71 trillion as we had in the last high when we had the Bitcoin high, right? It kind of follows obviously the market. So very interesting right now is that not only in the total market cap but also in Bitcoin we are right now in a sell-off, in a selling zone, right? As you can see here, we are in a bearish key level. We finished a smaller bullish sequence, so this orange bullish sequence led into a sell area, which basically it crushed through the first sell area, which is the BC, the first correction level. So we can delete this one, for example, and then right now we are in the whole correction level from the whole bearish sequence, which is basically this level over here, where we are sitting right now in a sell. As you can see, I have a trade open. My trade is open since the entry of 91,000, 91,200, something like that. We are currently a little bit in drawdown. I gave it a bigger stop loss just because we have a lot to move here to really turn this market around into a bearish scenario again, which we are still. But for that to be confirmed and then really going and finishing C target, which I finally would like to see because we didn't do here. C target finish would be at 70,800, and then we have another key level at 62 if we turn very bearish. So for us to really do that, it would be amazing, or basically for us to really do that, we need to react bearish here, but it would be good for the market to see that kind of move, because at the end of the day, what you guys need to understand is if I go into BTC USD right now, it's a little bit a cleaner chart. The market is perfect, right? I did a big update, and if you want, check the link below. It's my most detailed crypto or basically Bitcoin analysis I've done in a long time because I did it for my community and I just uploaded it for free. So check that out, because what Bitcoin is doing is perfectly fine. It is beautiful, it is good, it needs to do that. We need the stability. And the reason for that, I'm just gonna sum it up quickly, is because back in the times over here, before we had this big run, we had a lot of stability. This here, this quadrant that I'm marking out is stability. Market is moving sideways, it's building up stability. And when the market builds stability, as we have here, this stability and then breaking out, this stability causes an overreaction of price, right? Like an overextension, that's how we call it. Now, we have a little bit of stability over here to have this big push, but we need more stability here again to really see this push and then hit C target. So what Bitcoin is doing right now is what Bitcoin did here. Right, so if we go back, for example, with the peak in March 2024, we started to go into this little bit sideways trend over here just to mark it out, right? And then we started to crazy go up, this leg up here, right? Now, if I would take this, okay, if I would take this, and that's why I mark it out, right, and we put it on top of this, okay, it's kind of like what we're seeing right now. We're going a little bit down sideways, right? So if I would put it somewhere over here, right, a little bit sideways, and then this whole move is C target, same move as here. It's a percentual move of, let's say, this is probably from the lowest point to the highest point of 110%. And if we would go here from the lowest point to the highest, also about 80, 90, 100%, right? So what I'm trying to say is that it's at the end of the day, and this is not like an analysis that is important that I'm saying right now, but it is adding up, it makes sense, it's doing what it needs to do. Also, if you go back in the times before the run in 2023, right, we came back to our 0.38 fib level, which you can see here twice. Okay, 1, 2, so we came down. I'm just gonna take it out for a second here. But what you see over here from our lowest point to the highest point, right, we had a double touch at the 0.38. Okay, so we had basically this one over here, and we had this one over here, and from there we started to rally crazy. Okay, now the same thing we are seeing here. So there is opportunities for very bullish and strong breakouts, where we have a touch here at the 0.38, which is basically, let me mark it out, which is basically this one over here. Okay, so this one over here, this red zone, is where we touched once so far. If we come back and touch here again, then we could see this trend continuation, because if you go from the low to the high over here, okay, you will see that, wait, how can I do it so it's a little bit easier to see it? Let's do it like this. BC from here to the bottom. So now you see, for example, here 0.38, right? So this is the 0.38 line, and we touched it once so far. Okay, nearly twice. Once, twice. We can count this as a touch, but what I really want to see is another strong finish over here. So we're finishing C target, that's good, and we finish a bearish sequence before we go bullish. We get a lot of new buyers in, and from here on we have this C target finish, especially the same way as we had it here, right? So that's pretty much what I'm predicting. Still bearish, right? Short term and mid term, and then long term obviously bullish. But I'm currently in a sell trade, because there's nothing you should do besides selling here. Definitely not buying, right? Just because we had a 10-15% up from our low 2028 up doesn't mean we are just buying now. That's not how it works, right? So Bitcoin, I am in a buy, in a sell position. You can copy the sell position if you want to. Here you can pause it. You can move your entry a little bit up, because you will take a better one than I have, but that's completely okay, because I did lower risk here and higher risk over there. Okay, then for Ethereum, pretty much same thing. Ethereum is moving into a finish of a bullish structure, as you can see over here. So there could have been a trade, but I decided to not take it and only focus on BTC. But we are about to finish the sequence. We could look for a re-entry BC over here if we're gonna react bearish. But yeah, Bitcoin obviously is leading. Ethereum is lagging very much behind. Therefore, we are still in a very big buy zone. We are undercorrected, which is very, very bad, like bearish wise, right? We are very, very low. So accumulation is very, very necessary over here if you want to continue to buy Ethereum. It's a very, very, very low and good price. Okay, same thing goes for Solana. Solana kinda is doing here a C target finish for what I see. Let me finish the sequence up. So we did see a C target finish over here. Then we have a re-entry, I think, somewhere over here, which also finished. So two bullish sequences finished. Let's see where this goes. We kind of look, we could look for a re-entry, which I would not probably take so far if we don't have more bullish confirmation, because all in all, as you guys know, we are still bearish. Okay, XRP is moving higher right now, which is pretty nice. There's no real sequence for what I see. There is probably one, this one over here. Yeah, so there's a C target finish. So XRP just finished a bullish key level. As you can see over here, finished this bullish sequence. So right now we would need to look for a whole correction level to re-enter if we want to re-enter XRP. But I don't see a necessary reason to do that right now, and not even consider to re-entry, because at the end of the day, again, we are still mainly bearish, guys, and it's not gonna change until we don't break these key levels, especially in the total market cap. If we don't break this level, there's still the whole correction level where we could correct bearish, which would be basically this one over here, a higher level, right? That would be the next level, but I would like to see the reaction now. But again, there could be another reaction in the whole correction level. That's a second level where we can react bearish. So in all of these zones over here, we can react bearish and come back. If we start to break these key levels, have an overextension over here, then we might turn bullish. But that's the key that we need to, excuse me, the key we need to wait for right now in this certain area of market. At the same time, USDT dominance obviously is coming down a little bit. We still have a lot of potential to go higher, which is negative, because then more money is in USDT, so not in the market. Ethereum dominance is a little bit higher. Bitcoin dominance is pretty high. So we have a 65% BTC dominance, which is obviously crazy, and you see it. And that's you know, what I'm looking for right now. If we go into some of the wallets we check, we have an Ethereum long over here, we have an XRP, we still have a BTC long open here with 790,000 profits. So one of these top traders is buying BTC since a long time. I don't really agree. I mean, yes, you could have made money now, and it's true, because we could have traded basically from from these lower levels, right? We could have basically traded from these lower levels up here, but it's a little bit risky. If you have a lot of money, then these couple of percent make a lot of difference for you, but if you have lower funds, it doesn't. So let's see what all of the other traders are doing over here. We have another wallet that we follow right now, which is not active anymore. Then we have a second trader with 6.8 million. He has 16 million US dollars unrealized P&L, shorting basically everything, right? So this guy is in shorts. It's a very, very long time. There's no Bitcoin trade, still completely bearish. And obviously he's right. He's 16 million US dollars in profit. I totally agree with this sentiment. We have an Ethereum long and everything else is short. This guy is shorting BTC, currently 1.3 million in loss. He has 9 million in volume and 2.8 in unrealized P&L. He's making good money here with Hype, 600,000. He has ANA, a sell, a short with 1.2 million in profit. AI16Z meme coin. So he's shorting a lot of meme coins, obviously, and he's right with that. But he is longing Ethereum, which kind of makes sense because we are really in low levels. We could and might see a run after Bitcoin now, and then Ethereum comes also. We need to see, but Bitcoin short, I totally agree. But you entered at 80,060. I entered at 91,000. So he entered. This makes zero sense. I mean, no idea why would you short here. But obviously, this guy is ready to take a big drawdown, which he has 1.3 million. He's still very short, which is really a strong belief trade if you keep it open with $1 million in drawdown, right? I have another wallet, 11 million, 1.4 million in profit. He's longing Ethereum, shorting XRP, shorting SUI, longing BTC at 84,000. At 94. No. Entry price 84,000. He's longing BTC. So he's one of these traders, as I said. He took the long somewhere here of the breakout and this move, which I said is possible to trade, but nothing big we're gonna look for. Okay, so again, these are my current open orders. Unfortunately, guys, we cannot go over the order books. Trading Light is cooked. I don't know why, but unfortunately we cannot go into Trading Light. So let's speak a little bit about some important things here when it comes to indicators in the market, which is the Dixie. The dollar index is very, very low, obviously starting to build some bullish momentum and reacting off it, which is very good for my Forex trades, to be honest. But we are not talking about Forex today. But yeah, we have this bullish move that we could see a little bit of a correction. So remember, if Dixie goes up, crypto goes down. If Dixie goes down, crypto goes up. So if we now turn very bullish here, which it's not gonna be insanely bullish, but like finish the sequence over here, then we might see crypto correcting down, because that's what happens if the Dixie, the dollar index, increases or decreases therefore. Okay, so Dixie up, crypto down, Dixie down, crypto up. Write it down if you want to. I have it here, Dixie up, crypto down, just as a reminder. And we have a lot of potential here for Dixie, for the dollar index to go up 3%, right? Then also another important thing we need to talk about when it comes to crypto is we need to talk about our canaries, which is basically our indicators we use to predict where market is going. And as you can see, market is coming up in a slight push up, which we have here. We still have a little bit to go for these sell areas to hit. And then that's where we have this bullish reaction, right? Same over here. We have a couple of percent to go in iShare Russells, which is about 10%, 3%, 4%, which is pretty good. So then we probably will turn bearish again, right? Same goes for Nvidia. Nvidia is a key indicator for the economy and where markets are going. We have 10% to retrace and then repel bearish, and then markets are going to plunge again over May, June, July, August. And then after that, I see a big come up again. So if we put this all into a timestamp, especially with Bitcoin right now, what I would say, for example, how it's going to run time-wise, because time-wise is always very difficult to identify, but I truly believe we're going to see something like this, right? Maybe like a higher, more drawdown, and then it's going to hit May, June, July, you know, we're going to go up, down, August, September, and then we're going to slowly start to run and finish C target. So that is my prediction right now for the markets, also combining with the Dixie, the economy, the elections, the tariffs, and the indicators that we have, our canaries in the sense of our IWC, IWM, and Nvidia, which work as key indicators for where markets are going. And that's obviously something that is very interesting for us to see and gives us a little bit more perspective of where we are going with all of these trades. Now, let's talk about a currency that I'm accumulating a lot. It's called Ondo. I truly believe Ondo is going to be insanely interesting in the future. I think I've talked about it last time. It's one of the number one real world asset coins, has the best partnerships. So I'm constantly accumulating Ondo, and I would, maybe do your own due diligence and do that too. We are in a bullish sequence, and then also Chainlink, which is the Oracle network that's going to be used mainly for, real world assets too. So very low. We're coming slowly back. We are in a bullish sequence right now, reacting off our last hope area, which is basically here, which I always say, guys, if you trade with fibs, the 0.786 and 822 perfectly repelled from here or bounced back from here, which is very good. So still bullish, all easy, all perfect, and definitely another asset that I'm accumulating a lot, even though I already have 6,000 or something in there, or 7,000 or even more, which is 6,500. But obviously we are currently in drawdown for 14%, which is okay. So so far a very good position, still survived the winter now very well. The crash, basically, I would really call it a crash, because we all anticipated more from altcoins, right? But yeah, looks pretty good, guys. Again, strong coins. These are the two ones I'm accumulating right now. If people ask what are you buying right now, so I'm mainly buying Ondo, Link, and Ethereum I would consider, and that's basically it, right? Sui, all of the other ones obviously are doing amazing. They're coming back from their buy entries. Sui is up since buy zone somewhere here with 37%, amazing performance. So if you would have bought somewhere here in the lower levels, which it spent a lot of time in, you would have made 80%, which is pretty strong. Ton is coming back slowly, still pretty low. I'm very disappointed with Ton in general. The performance, VeChain is very low. Solana is still very low. Render very low. Popcat started to do like a big rally, but as you can see, guys, this is completely fucked. Fucking hell, like lost 90% of the position, but there was not a lot of money anyways. Good risk management obviously is the key to success in trading and investing. Ondo we talked about, and then we have Link, we have Casper. Casper is coming back, Jupe is coming back, Injective is coming back. They're all coming back and reacting a little bit. Guys, H-bar also something you can put on your list. Very good price action, very strong, which is very good. And then obviously we need to talk about BNB. Same thing, BNB is one of the only coins that is holding the buying zone, very strong. Sometimes dips into it, as you can see these wicks over here, 1, 2, 3, but comes back up. So very bullish. Someone is really buying these low levels, and it looks like institutions, not like retail traders, because they cannot move the market up so fast again. So beautiful market, guys. Let's go over meme coins. As you guys know, SPX 6,900 is my biggest position. Going pretty well since we re-entered. We did about 80%. And also for Ondo smart wallet, we are tracking Ondo as one of the main coins right now to accumulate. As I already said, smart money is buying and buying, so it's going higher and higher, which is very positive. You have some crazy holdings here with a Pantera Capital, which holds 11 million US dollars at 111 million, 95 million, 56 million, 48, 44. So there's big holdings here in Ondo, and that obviously looks very good for us. So with that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to follow, like, comment any questions, any coins, anything you want me to talk about in the next one. And with that being said, stay fresh in the markets, use good risk management, and see you in the next one.